everyone and welcome to my channel about crypto. In today's video, I want to talk about crypto wallets, software and hardware wallets, and more importantly, how many wallets you should have to keep your assets secure. So whether that's crypto or NFTs, I will talk about strategies for both. And essentially, as your collection grows, as the amount of assets and the worth of digital assets you have grows, how can you keep them secure, and how many layers of security you should have to, on one hand, be able to fully interact with Web3 platforms, but at the same time, to not worry that all your assets will be gone if something goes wrong. As always, if you like those videos, if you find them helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Please do also check out my course, Crypto Like a Pro. I put a link in the description. Especially if you are relatively new to the crypto space, there'll be a ton of really helpful content there, and all structured in a really nice, clear way. So it will be really beneficial to anyone who wants to explore the space a bit more. Okay, so let's look at crypto wallets. First of all, we have software and hardware wallets. So software wallets such as, let's say, MetaMask, and hardware wallets like Ledger or Trezor. If you're not familiar with hardware wallets, there are a few different ones. At the moment, the two most popular companies are, like I just mentioned, Ledger and Trezor. As far as I'm aware, the products are pretty much the same in terms of safety and so on. I personally happen to use Ledger. You have a couple of different products. Ledger has the Nano X and then that slightly cheaper Nano S Plus. And in terms of security, they are literally the same. They have slightly different features in terms of like usability and so on, but for pretty much everyone, Nano S Plus is absolutely fine. And Nano X, yeah, it has a couple of extra features, but you don't necessarily need to spend that extra money on Nano X. And certainly from the security point of view, it makes no difference. Trezor has similar options. If you go to get your Trezor, there's Trezor 1, which is around 80 euros, so similar to or slightly more expensive than Ledger. And then there's Trezor Model T, which is like a fancy touchscreen, and that's about 300 euros or so. So this one is a bit more expensive. And I'm sure as Web3, crypto, and so on will become more and more popular, there'll be many, many more wallets coming out, and I'm sure a lot of them will have additional functionality and will be much easier to use. But if there are any new ones coming out, just make sure that they are tested, that they definitely are secure. At the moment, these two brands are definitely the most trusted ones. Okay, so let's talk about wallets. In the first scenario, I'm assuming that you only have crypto. We will be talking about NFTs in a minute. If you're just trading crypto, then I would say at the very least, you should have two wallets, your trading wallet and your vault. Trading wallet, as the name implies, is the one that you use for, well, trading. So that's the one you would use to connect to, I don't know, Uniswap or PancakeSwap to trade tokens. And ideally, the balance in that wallet should be relatively small. So in case if something goes wrong with it, well, you will lose something or you may lose something, but it won't be all of your assets. The moment you have some assets that you want to hold for a longer period of time, or they gain value because, I don't know, the value of the token went up or something like that, you should transfer it to your vault wallet. And that's another software wallet or hardware one. Ideally, it should be hardware. And essentially, you don't really use it for anything other than long-term storage of your tokens. You only transfer tokens in and out of this wallet, but you don't really ever connect it to any platforms to trade or do anything like that. Basically, it's just your vault. If you have some tokens which you're planning to hold on for like years and years, you could have even more layers of security. You could have another vault wallet where you only put crypto in and you never even take it out. So that could be like your completely cold storage that's never connected to anything. And yeah, you just keep topping it up and that will be stored there for years. But that's slightly less likely scenario. Or if you get to that point, well, you'll probably know that you need to do it anyway. If you feel that these two layers may not be quite secure enough, there's always an option to add another layer in between, which is similar to what we'll be doing with NFTs. So basically then you have your, let's say, high-risk Degen wallet, which you use to connect to all sorts of DeFi protocols and other Web3 applications. Then you have your trading wallet as the second layer, and that could be a hardware one. So this one, maybe you only connect to more trusted websites, let's say Uniswap. And then you have your vault as the main storage one. However, I think in vast majority of cases, having two wallets for crypto is more than enough. Basically, you use trading wallet 90% or 99% of your time, and then you just have to remember to move your assets to your vault wallet, so there is never too much balance in that trading wallet. So that's relatively straightforward. Now let's have a look at the second scenario, which is trading NFTs. And this also works equally well if you have both NFTs and crypto. Of course, you have to have some crypto to trade NFTs, but assuming that you want to do both, you're trading both, not just buying crypto purely to trade NFTs, this scenario also works equally well for crypto. So what I've done here is essentially added that third layer. So you have your diligence wallet, which is the one that you use to connect to mint stuff, to essentially connect to all sorts of Web3 platforms. And especially with NFTs, because there are so many random projects appearing and there are so many free mints and so on, essentially with NFTs, you're much more likely to come across a malicious contract than you are with crypto. Because when it comes to crypto, most of the time you'll be probably just trading tokens on decentralized exchanges, which generally are pretty secure. Of course, there are some risks involved, but vast majority of the time, if you are sensible, if you're not rushing things, if you check everything, it should be relatively secure. There may be some malicious DeFi protocols, there may be some hacks and exploits, but it's relatively safe. When it comes to NFTs, there are just so many different things happening in this space, so many new opportunities appearing, that it's quite easy to jump into stuff. And sometimes, well, let's be honest, we've all been in a situation that we haven't done our research and we're just sort of jumping into it because someone just mentioned some sort of free mint and it's like, okay, well, maybe there will be opportunity to make some money there. So you definitely need a minting wallet or diligence wallet or burner, or call it whatever you want, which is the one that you use to connect to all sorts of stuff. You only keep very, very small amount of crypto there, and maybe some really, really low value NFTs that you don't particularly care about. Anything else, as soon as you minted something, as soon as, I don't know, you have some more crypto there for whatever reason or anything like that, you move out of that wallet and it goes to your NFT trading wallet, which ideally should be a hardware wallet, so it's more secure. And that's the wallet which you use to connect to platforms such as OpenSea or any other trusted platform, which you know that it's definitely secure. So OpenSea, LuxRare and so on, mainly your NFT marketplaces, maybe some other well-established websites. Good example could be something like project like Otherside or something similar, a big well-known project where, of course, there's always a possibility that there may be an exploit, but you know that in principle, it's a safe platform to connect to. And this is the wallet where you will hold your NFTs which are up for sale on, let's say, OpenSea, or NFTs which you need in order to access certain platforms. So I don't know, on Discord, you may be only able to access certain channels if you prove ownership of a particular NFT. When it comes to projects like Otherside, at the moment, if you want to participate in any of their early tests, you have to own their other deal. You have to own the land NFT. So that's what this wallet would be used for. And then finally, the third layer is very similar like with crypto. It's your vault wallet. That's where you transfer all the NFTs and all the crypto that you're not planning to trade. That's where you keep the stuff for long term. And ideally, you never connect this to any platform. Essentially, if, let's say, you suddenly decide that you want to sell one of your more valuable NFTs, you just move it to your trading wallet and connect that to OpenSea. If you mint something and it's valuable, you move it from your diligence wallet to your trading wallet. If you're unsure, you just leave stuff in your diligence wallet. So basically, worst case scenario, if you interact with a malicious contract, it's only your diligence wallet that's at risk. And worst case scenario, I don't know, you may lose a couple $100. Of course, it sucks, but it's not exactly the end of the world. You're not going to lose your entire NFT collection. Now, how this should work in practice. So do you need like separate MetaMask account for each of those? Can you have separate accounts within one MetaMask? What's the safest option? Well, in my opinion, each of those should be a completely separate MetaMask account. So if you're familiar with MetaMask, you know that you can create multiple accounts within single MetaMask. And some of those could be hardware wallet protected accounts. So you could import your Ledger wallet into MetaMask. And if you have multiple accounts in your MetaMask, to the best of my knowledge, as long as you don't give out someone or someone doesn't access your seed phrase or your private key, if one account is compromised, the other ones are still safe. So for example, if your account 1, which let's say is your diligence wallet, was connected to some sort of malicious contract, that account can be wiped. But if your trading wallet is also a separate account within the same MetaMask, that should remain safe. That being said, I think the safest option here is to have 3 completely separate wallets, and ideally 2 of those should be separate hardware wallets. So you would have one ledger as your vault, completely separate, then another ledger, or if you don't want to buy another ledger, or maybe you don't have enough value in your NFTs or crypto to justify it, it could be just a separate MetaMask account, would be your second complete separate account, and then the third separate one is, which it could be just a software one, could be just MetaMask, is again completely separate. I think the easiest way to set it up is just to have 3 different profiles in your Brave browser or any other internet browser you use, or have 3 different browsers. So let's say Brave, I don't know, Chrome and Safari or Edge or whatever you're using, Firefox and so on. So this way, you have 3 completely different sets of private keys, you have 3 completely different passwords. Of course, you would set up different passwords for each of those, and you keep them all completely separate. So if one of them is compromised, well, the other 2 are still safe. And I think that this, for vast majority of people, is probably more than enough in terms of security. Of course, if at some point your portfolio grows exponentially in value and suddenly you feel that this is insufficient, then well, you can start adding more and more layers of security. And let's say your vault wallet or your trading wallet could be separated into multiple wallets. So in case if something happens with one of them, you're not losing all of your assets, you will lose only some of it. But well, once you get to this stage, you will probably already be familiar enough with those principles that you'll be able to decide, well, what's the best structure for you, what you feel comfortable with. In vast majority of cases, this is absolutely sufficient to keep your assets secure. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or any doubts, please do let me know. If you would like, we can continue the conversation in my Discord. I will put the link in the description, or just put a comment in the comment section. And yeah, as I mentioned before, check out my course, Crypto Like a Pro. And otherwise, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.